Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
A study by Gujarat-based researchers conducted on Ahmedabad's wastewater or sewage system has detected for the first time in India the genetic material of SARS-CoV-2 virus in sewage. India has since informally joined a handful of countries to have performed wastewater-based epidemiology, which uses wastewater or sewage carrying human waste to detect and understand the true spread of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The mechanism is not implemented countrywide yet, and we don't know if it will be or even if it would become more common in India. But wastewater-based epidemiology has a good track record for other viral infections and could potentially be a very useful tool to monitor the spread of COVID. In this edition of Pure Science, we'll look at what was discovered in Ahmedabad, what the utility of wastewater-based epidemiology is, and if wastewater is now considered contagious if it carries the virus. My name is Sandhya Ramesh. The analysis of wastewater in Ahmedabad was a collaboration between IIT Gandhinagar, Gujarat Biotechnology Research Centre and the Gujarat Pollution Control Board. The researchers studied samples of wastewater or sewage collected between May 8th and May 27th from the old Pirana wastewater treatment plant in Ahmedabad. The plant receives up to 106 million litres per day of influent from the Ahmedabad Civil Hospital, which is currently treating COVID-19 patients, according to a PTI report which is also available on the print and will be linked in the description below. The study, which was submitted to the journal Science of the Total Environment and uploaded as a preprint on June 18th, found 3 SARS-CoV-2 virus genes in the wastewater. These were the N gene, the S gene, and the ORF1ab gene, all present in sewage. These are also some of the genes on which mutations occur, which we saw in depth in a previous video. The Ahmedabad researchers further discovered that in locations where there is increased incidence of the disease, there was increased presence of viral RNA matter in wastewater as well. The PTI story states that, for example, the amount of viral matter found on May 27th was almost 10 times higher than what they found on May 8th in sewage. And this corresponded to how the disease spread in the city as well. The number of active patients on May 27th was twice as high as the number on May 8th. The researchers did clarify that, however, after the wastewater was treated, which typically involves a lot of chlorine, no RNA matter was found in the wastewater. Studies that have detected viral RNA matter in wastewater have been conducted in multiple countries such as Singapore, Australia, France, Netherlands, the US, China, Turkey, Spain, and many more. Netherlands was in fact the first country to find evidence for the SARS-CoV-2 virus, or actually viral remnants in wastewater, and the researchers have said that wastewater surveillance can be a very useful tool to assess how sick people are in an area. Back in early March of this year, researchers in Netherlands became the first group of scientists to detect the SARS-CoV-2 virus in a city's wastewater. They in fact did so before the first cases in that city were even reported, thus indicating wastewater-based epidemiology as a solid early warning system. This is especially handy when there are a small number of asymptomatic cases who can potentially spread the disease rapidly in an area. Monitoring the quantity of virus found in sewage can also be a form of surveilling how the disease is spreading in different localities in real time, allowing authorities to decide when to stock up on tests and ramp up specific testing infrastructure. The virus is found in wastewater or sewage because it is found in human excreta because we shed the virus in our stools. In fact, infected humans, whether symptomatic or asymptomatic, shed the virus and viral material in their stools for far longer than they shed elsewhere through their bodies. Fecal swabs test positive for days to weeks after oropharyngeal or nasal swabs test negative for the SARS-CoV-2 virus. When this was discovered, many people called for discharging patients from quarantine facilities only after fecal swabs also tested negative, not just the oral or nasal swabs. But we have so far failed to find evidence that fecal transmission is really possible and is a true risk, so this suggestion was not seriously adopted anywhere. Coronaviruses are not really thought to be viable or infectious in wastewater. The viruses tend to be susceptible to chlorine, which is used in large quantities to treat wastewater. They're also susceptible to temperature, the pH level of the water, and antagonistic bacteria that might be present in it. And all of this makes the virus less stable and more likely to be inactivated there because of their outer coating, which gets affected by all of these factors. This is unlike other viruses which are not enveloped in a layer of fat. Instead, what truly comes out in fecal matter and is found in sewage material is viral RNA, which is the basic RNA material of the virus and not the infectious virus itself. Essentially, what we see is evidence of the virus having been or currently circulating in an area. So far, there has been no evidence of transmission through feces, such as, say, how hepatitis A spreads. But fecal oral or fecal fomite or fecal aerosol transmission still theoretically remain a risk because it's too early to tell, and with this virus we really can't say anything with 100% certainty yet. But in the future, if we find infectious virus in stool samples, our approach to dealing with sewage and with the virus in general will change. And this will have a huge impact on the hospitality industry, any place that has a public restroom, really, such as hospitals, daycares, retirement homes, offices, restaurants, and so on and so forth. Ultimately, more research is needed to conclusively figure out whether a person can get infected through feces. However, at the end of the day, extreme caution and excessive precaution is always better and safer for all of us. If you liked this report and you like our science coverage, please consider contributing to the print. You may do so at theprint.in/contribute. Thank you for watching.